Stevens. Everything a go this morning for Fox's treatment?
Well, I still don't like the idea of giving your son a placebo instead of the IV drugs that Dr. Russell prescribed.
Well, I understand that, but you see, that's why I paid you so much to bend the rules for me a bit.
Well, I've been thinking about that, and if I get caught...
It will seem to be a simple mistake.
If I give you your money back, could you find someone else?
Don't go there, Nurse Stevens. You really don't want your next of kin coming here to the hospital morgue and identifying your remains.
All right. I'll make sure Fox gets the placebo and not the real drugs.
How are you going to do that exactly?
Well, the pharmacist will bring me his treatment in an IV bag. And I'll peel the label off of that IV bag, and I'll put it on an IV bag of saline solution, so Fox won't be adversely affected by the toxins in the real treatment. And hopefully, Dr. Russell won't suspect a thing.
Well, Dr. Russell's thoughts are elsewhere as of late. Go on. When I bring Eve this news this morning, the focus will be off my son and on our son.
Yes, I guess we have both changed. No, I love you too. I need to go. You make sure you do your exercises. Julian, if you'll hear about Fox, the pharmacy is preparing his treatment right now.
Well, actually, I'm here to talk about our son. I think that we should try to find him together.
Yes, but can we? I mean, you've been very mean and cruel to me since I reconciled, for lack of a better word, with TC.
Yes, well, you see, I can use Crane's considerable resources to help us, and without Father around to interfere, we might be able to find him in record time.
All right, we can at least try to work together.
I was hoping you'd agree, so I took the liberty of having Crane's best researcher come and meet us here, so we can start to look for our son immediately.
Good morning, Mr. Crane. Dr. Russell?
Are you telling me that you picked Valerie to help us find our son?
She's the very best there is. So, Eve, will you agree to let Valerie help us search for our son?
If you think that Valerie is the best person to use Crane Technologies to find our son, I won't argue the point.
Excellent.
I'll go to the office and get started right away.
Very good.
Valerie, wait.
Yes.
It's about our son. If I see him ambivalent and detached, it's because Julian and I went through hell to find Chad, and just to find out that he's Julian's half-brother and not our son.
Eve, you know that was all my father's doing.
I know. I just want Valerie to understand that as much as I love my son, it's mingled with equal amounts of guilt for having lost him in the first place. I was a drunk and an addict when he was conceived.
And I was a weak, pathetic man who had no idea what Eve was going through alone.
So when we thought that Chad was our son, we understood why he hated us at first. Because we had started a life, and then we just let it be ruined right from the start.
Yes. Our actions were lack of unforgivable.
As much as I love my son, we love our son, we're aware that he may hate us even more than Chad did.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm glad that you are going to let Valerie help us search for our son.
Julian and I would make a deal with the devil himself if it would get me back my son. I think that's exactly what I just did.
Eve, I truly, I understand that you're angry at me because I have behaved abominably since TC had his stroke and you decided to tend to him, but that said, I believe that you bear some responsibility for our breakup. I mean, if you'd have met me just maybe halfway when it came to treating TC,
Can we please not do this, Julian?
Yes, I understand, of course. All I'm saying is that if we can put our animosity aside and, because now we're going to try to search for our son again, I think we should focus on that and what will happen when we find him and not blame each other for a failed attempt at a fresh start.
Maybe it was just naive of us to think we could fix something that we broke so long ago.
There's something. Here we are, back at square one, waiting for word on our son. Oh, God, looking for Chad was so excruciating.
God, and all because of Alistair. Just the thought of having to go through that again is just almost more than I can bear.
Well, we must remember that Alistair and Liz are not around to interfere. But who knows, maybe our son won't have all the problems Chad had.
Well, that's true, because now Whitney won't be in the mix.
And you really, you mustn't forget Valerie. She is quite a miracle worker. I mean, and if that really was our son who called you last night, perhaps they can trace that call back to him.
But I hope it wasn't just some terrible prank.
The timing is a bit suspect, but I think that we have to be optimistic.
I so want to be optimistic, Julian, because I love the idea of having my son back. And if he's alive, I hope whatever he's doing, it's something that makes him happy.